I just come in there and look for knockouts, and that's not the case. I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, I'm here. Who wants to fight with me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter can beat me.
Welcome to Body Work. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Man, let me be great today. Let me be great. It's almost like you stop going live every day and all of a sudden stuff want to start acting up on you. But L30 Cruz. Salute. Boxeo Loco. Salute. Welcome. Well, today I want to talk about the 5v5 and my picks. And if you're out there, I want to know who you got. But when I talk about these fights and these fighters, I wasn't really big on the card. I'm still kind of I'm still doing I'm still examining everything. It look all right. Everything look all right with all these cards that we getting, but I'm still in the process of evaluating how good and how it's really going to serve the sport. It's looking real good. But you know how everything is, like relationships, jobs, experience. Sometimes it be all hunky-dory in the beginning, right? And then some things come out, and then then you actually see if it's, because a lot of people come and go. But a lot of people want that dough. And it's getting a lot of people over there. And he's putting on some great fights. Now, I know you looking at this background, and you probably like, well, that's not quite the 5v5. I know. I was a little confused myself at first. But even when I made my picks on the 5v5, taking Bivol and Zanad out of the picture, I could only make or pull for 4 of them. This is the card. Warren versus Hearn 5v5 tournament. And the one I couldn't really make the pick on was Willie Hutchinson and Craig Richards. I kind of like Craig Richardson, but I don't know enough about Willie Hutchinson, and I wasn't going to shoot from the hip. And there's a couple of these guys that, to be honest, everybody going to act like they know who they are and what they can do and do all this and all that, but they really don't know who they are either. But there's a couple guys on here that I have a question mark about. Like, I have a question mark about Ergovich. I want to believe in Daniel Dubois. I want to believe in him. I'm still one of the ones that say, hey man, that body shot when he did that body work was legit. I'm one of the only ones that's gonna stand firm on that. But the Willie Hutchinson and the Craig Richards fight is a question mark for me. That's why I didn't put one of them guys up on there. That's a toss-up. Hutchinson looked pretty thorough. And I know Richards got a high output and all that, but I don't know enough. Didn't feel comfortable enough about who I wanted to put on there. With Bivol, I'm a Bivol guy. He's in my boxes to watch. Everybody know that. I call him the Matador in my boxes to watch. But when I look at this, the big question is the Big Bang in Deontay Wilder. Yeah, that's the big question mark. You know, a lot of people are coming out saying that Zane gonna basically stop Wilder. A lot of people saying, "Oh man, Wilder, man, you know, the kryptonite for the southpaw is the right hand, straight right hand. And Deontay can throw that straight right hand at any point in time and all that. And you know, a lot of people got them coming back and doing this thing. And you heard Zane talking a little bit of smack about how Eddie is really just trying to appeal and appease to get Wilder on a long-term contract. A little teeny tinge of drama there, but that's the question mark fight as well. That fight can go either way. I just know that if Zane get in there and get the tapping Wilder with that jab and he sneaked that big left hand in there somewhere disguised, man, it's gonna get ugly. But it's a toss-up. They're making a big deal about Dimitri Bivol and this guy, about how this guy only had a month. He's only actually had a month notice. He's taking on a month notice, and they're making a point to that. And he's saying he's coming for blood and touching the belts and all that good stuff. But Bivol is a seasoned vet. Bivol is one of the most technically sound boxers out there. And okay, Boxeo Loco. I could put it, I should have said Saludo. But Bivol is a guy, man. He's one of the most fundamentally sound boxers out there. He knows how to stick to a game plan. And I think that, man, the more aggressive you get with him, the more he can probably get out on you. But once he kind of pretty much break your will, and he does it round after round after round, and he kind of, you know, basically breaks you down because, you know, he's not really revealing anything to you. It's not many openings. He's pretty crisp. He knows his distance. Excellent range. I think he's the only one at the point in time when I last looked. He was the only one that was like slightly above Shakur when it came to the hit and not get hit defensive rankings. You know, when they say technician and tactician, and that's Bivol. So this guy, you know, hungry lion, coming for the throne, even though he's not part of the 5v5. Bivol is my guy. I even had him over Beterbiev, and I was citing the fact that Beterbiev was getting older, body breaking down, you know, being consistent in my analysis. And I just think that Bivol's going to put on a statement. Raymond Ford, a little nervous about this fight for Raymond Ford. Not that he don't have the skills, but I could clearly see how this fight is really going to go if Raymond Ford was not drained and he actually has his stamina and his endurance, because he's pretty big for the size. Cookie Monster, body work. Salute Cookie Monster. But Ray Ford getting bigger, coming into his grown man body. And I was kind of concerned because, you know, everybody was talking about the weight. It's not only the weight, it's the time difference. Because I think for every half an hour, you need a whole day. You're supposed to have a whole day. I think it's like a whole 24 hours for every half hour of a time difference for your body to adjust. And that stuff is real. The climate is different. We've seen what happened to people when they come out in Vegas and they haven't even just gone from Central over there to Vegas, or especially coming from the East Coast always going over to Vegas. You know it's a difference. So I'm kind of concerned because Nick Ball is the type that's going to keep coming. He's going to keep applying pressure. He's going to be throwing like pretty hard shots. But I think that Ray Savage 4 is a little more crispier, a little more sharper. And with Nick Ball coming in, if he is going to come in with that high guard, I think that Ray Ford, the game is starting to slow down for him. And he has a vicious body attack. He got a 1-2, and he'll keep coming back to that body if you allow him to go downstairs. Pop, what's going on? Salute. What it do, my G? Salute, smoke, salute. Appreciate you coming through. But I think Ray Ford, he's more committed to the body, and with Nick Ball coming in behind that high guard for most of the time, if Raymond Ford go to that body early, because he do that little on both sides, and then once he start going upstairs, the stuff up top gonna start landing, and then he can go ahead. But it seems like it's a little animosity between them two guys. It seemed like Raymond Ford, it's a little something to Raymond Ford and Nick Ball. Nick Ball, they kind of, putting out the narrative that he should have won the title from Ray Vargas, and this really should be a unification. I heard that being mentioned, not just in today's chain of events, but going back. Like, this been mentioned several times. When I looked at Nick Ball, I said, oh man, he's one of them guys that's not going to stop coming, and you really have to catch him. But I think coming behind that the footwork of Ray Ford, his speed, and if he commits to the body early, he can break Nick Ball down to where he'll get rid of some of that pressure and then straight up outbox him. If he does that, if this weight cut and the rehydration, if that does not go well, I could see Nick Ball pressuring, and then waiting to really pour it on in the 10th, 11th, and 12th. He doesn't have to acclimatize as much. But I could see that happening. I'm pulling for Ray Ford. That fight made me nervous only because of that weight cut thing. Where I think Ray Ford is coming into his own. That last fight kind of shows something. I don't put everything on the last fight. I've been calling him the Cobra in my boxes to watch. And I've been highlighting, that the same thing Eddie said. The little dude is special too. I just think that he needed to go through and get a lot of those fights that he had on the way. He had Jesse Magdalena. He done had some names. He done put in some work. He hasn't been matched. He's been matched, pretty thorough too. He's been making a name, and he's coming into his own. He's coming into his size. I think everybody want to now see him and O'Shaquie get down. If he go ahead and go up to 130, him and O'Shaquie, I think that'll be a wonderful fight. But he got Nick Ball right there in front of him, and he ain't going to stop coming. So if his conditioning is right, if he's well conditioned and he can endure it, and, he done got his rest, the rehydration and the weight ain't a problem, I definitely think Ray Ford can put on a statement. He can put a statement down. But if not, Nick Ball can wear him down over time and start to really lean on him, impress him, and go to his body as well in the 10th, 11th, and 12th. And I think Nick Ball, his left is, he got a sneaky left hand. It's like a left hook that I'm seeing, that he'll kind of rock you to sleep a little bit with the pressure and then swing. Almost kind of like, not quite like the same range of motion of an Isaac Pitbull Cruz, but once he got you on that pressure, he know that perfect way to swing to be able to go ahead and get his through. So that's the fight I'm concerned. I'm not really nervous because Ray Ford got the skills to pay the bills. But again, that's a tricky one for me. Our Money, salute. Body work, peace, fam. Salute. Appreciate you. Just breaking down these fights, and then we got Daniel Dubois. Man, I kind of, like, a lot of people say they see quit in him and this and this. I had to imagine that, man, it got to be kind of demoralizing. I know I went through something like that in the Army, where it kind of got to be demoralizing, like when you pretty much you stop somebody to the body, and then the ref be like, nah, and then that actually turns out to be a break, and then he goes on to actually, endure and, ultimately do what he do to you. It kind of got to be it gotta be mentally challenging for a ref to take that away for you, or for the judgment of a ref to actually have you dismissed like that. I think that he learned something. I think that if he hone in just a little bit and make sure that he stays in a clear range and he keeps going to that body, he can be a force to be reckoned with as well. It seems like it's a little hidden animosity between him and Herkovich, like some past history or something going on between them and the countries, or some things that happened years ago. He claimed he got his number from sparring. Dubois saying that's 7 years ago. It looked like he want to get it on. I'm like, is Herkovich already in Dubois' head or not? You know, it's just, I can't really, I mean, I want Dubois to pull this one off. Because I want to see him against some of the other guys as well. Like a Jared Anderson. Fabio Worley, he's in the mix. There's a bunch of them guys in the mix now, and it's getting very, very interesting. I just want to see Daniel Dubois have success, and I love the way his little sister fight. She can actually box. Like, she's actually vicious. I got to check and see when the next time she's fighting. But I'm pulling for Daniel Dubois. Ammo Williams. Austin Ammo Williams. Man, the dude got a tremendous story, man. I can't believe that, his core group of people that had him, they were the ones how I actually first learned about him years ago. I think he came from Wisconsin, went down to Texas, made it his home. That's where he, fights and trains, but very explosive, man. I seen Ammo doing backflips, like somersaults up in the air like a gymnast. He's that explosive. I seen his style change. He was very, very raw. But I start seeing that come in now. He got this little mental thing that he doing, saying you never seen nothing like this, and it's, we're gonna see what he's made of, and nobody's built for what I'm gonna put him through. And he be talking that noise, but he got one of the most deadly. If he line you up in those crosshairs and he get that left off and hit you flush, it's gonna be good night, Irene. It's gonna be good night, Irene. He has one of the most dangerous left hands out there. I think that how he stands sometimes, and the fact that he did many things like street fighting, different sports, things like that. I think now it's starting to come into where the boxing game, I think it's starting to slow down for him too. The only thing is, Hamza, he looks like one of them guys now. From everything I've seen, he looks like he can fight. This man look like he can fight. He looks like the way his style is. He fights a style that if somebody like Fondora adapted his style, Fondora would be virtually unstoppable. And he kind of has that tall, lanky range. And you already know when you got those long arms and they catch you at the end of them punches, it's double impact. It's just like when you torquing, anybody that's mechanically inclined or do anything with mechanical, whenever you can't crack a bolt off or crack a nut off or something, you get that other bar, that extension, and you put it on there, and you get more on it. You get a little bit more torque on it. Well, that's the kind of danger he has. I think he's kind of deceptively fast. I think he has well use of his range. I just don't know how well he's going to. I don't know how well he's going to react when Ammo actually start hitting him and digging him to the body. Now, if Ammo starts, admiring his work, standing right there in front of the man is going to let his hands go. This fight is, I'm happy for him because it's an eliminator, and it's something that I always thought. I said, man, if this man could just stay focused, because he had his little dip in the road, and I'm like, man, why didn't his people put him on, let him know it's going to be straight? You know what I'm saying? Let him know everything going to be all right. Interview him. I think a lot of people had interviewed Danny Garcia, when it came to the mental health. But this man pulled through all of that. He had tutelage under Coach Kevin Cunningham for a little while. I think for one of them fights, and he looked good. Then he came back, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He must have been working on something. Then he came back, and I said, yup, It's all coming together. And the more and more he fights, the more dangerous he is. Him and Lorenzo Truck Simpson was kind of like, they might still be, but they were kind of like on a crash collision at some point. They were talking, and that's like when they were just now saying, yeah, in a couple years we're gonna do this, do that. And I was like, man, I would love to see that fight. Don't hear that much from Truck. Not sure what's going on, but Ammo Williams is doing this thing. And maybe they will still see each other, you know, as Truck get more active and, you know, get back into the swing of things. I don't know. I got to do my homework on that. But Ammo Williams, man, he's matched tough in this one. You know, if he want to get loose and he doesn't stick to his principles, this guy has the boxing ability actually to connect, and he does have power. He does have speed. I'm just not sure how he's going to deal with Ammo when he get hit. When Ammo start hitting him to the body. You know, Ammo can't do the same thing over and over again. He got to change it up, be creative as how he gets on the inside and outside. But once he gets all the way on the inside on this guy, and he gets in range to actually start landing that left, because all it takes is one punch with Ammo. He is appropriately named. And the Big Bang Zhang and Deontay Wilder to end it. Melazar, Seba, what's up, family? What's going on? Melazar, salute. Big Bang Zhang and Wilder. You could, I would say, man, if he is active and he got his mojo and he's on the move and he's gonna be, you know, proactive instead of reactive. I think if he's going to be proactive instead of reactive, I think he stands a good shot if he can still land that right hand. I just think that the Zhang is Big Bang Zhang. I think that he is a crafty enough southpaw to where he can use that right and make Deontay try to beat a counterpuncher. And by the time he get lined up by Zhang, I think that once Zhang start touching Wilder, especially if he start hitting him flush to the head, I think that, man, it's going to fade kind of soon. And I hear a lot of rejuvenated energy, and I hear a lot of like high-spirited stuff, which is good to see and hear from Deontay Wilder. We had a lot of good energy and like all that before. It was a lot of things that were said, and I think that at this point in time, because I think a lot of people were kind of frustrated that he didn't handle his business against Joseph Parker. I know I was, because I'm like, man, after all this time, we finally get to see him and AJ. We're going to really see what's going on. And he had one job. And I'm like, and then his fans got mad. That's why I don't do a lot of content on it. His fans got mad. I'm like, hold on, how y'all going to get mad when this man had to win in order for it to happen? And there's more and more stuff come out. You find out that AJ had, it was done data. It was like AJ was even like, oh man. So I think Zhang, man, I think he's skilled enough to land that big left, man. If he do what I think he can as a southpaw, if he get up on him and line him up with that left, man, oof. I gotta go with Zhang, man. There's nothing against, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing against Wilder. I just think that right now, man, Big Bang Zhang, I think he's gonna try to put up a message, and I think he's pretty sharp. Zhang is pretty sharp. Melazar, I like Dubois. I still ask myself why I like to cheer for the man. Because I think he's right on the cusp, man. Everybody, like, I think that he's one of them guys that as he developed and he actually really learned how to use leverage and he really like get real comfortable. I think as he get a little more comfortable, he's dangerous. Dubois is dangerous, man. Think about it, man. The dude, listen, I don't care what nobody say. He stopped Usyk. He stopped him. Like, you can go back and look and you can try to justify, you can say this and this. He stopped Usyk, man. It just, you know, y'all already know this is them fruits and veggies, not that Reggie. You know, But we not going to deny what our eyes. He stopped Usyk. It just wasn't in the business plans for that man to have them belts. Because then all of the equity, all of the money, that whole country, you know what I'm saying? He stopped that man. It was over. He stopped him. That was not good for business. That was demoralizing to Dubois. I can imagine. If I ever sat down, you know what I'm saying, and asked, I was like, man, you know, how you feel about that? Not to like rub it in or be a sore loser or whatever, but like, how do you really feel? Do you really feel? Like, do you still feel? This man, point blank period, he stopped Usyk. Usyk went on to do what he did with Fury and all that, masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Masterpiece boxing, what he did in there with Fury. With Dubois, in all honesty, he actually stopped that man. Ray Ford versus Nick Ball is the one I'm really interested. Who you got in that, Melazar? And I'm here, y'all, but those are my initial thoughts. But I'm here. I just wanted to go through, you know how I do my thing with the initial thoughts, but Ray for sure. I think that's an exciting fight. You know, for some, I think that guy, Zanad, I think he's an interesting fight for Bivol. I'm actually Zanad, Malik Zanad. I'm actually really kind of all around. It's an interesting. Even the Craig Richards, even the one I couldn't call, the one I couldn't make a pick in, Richards against Hutchins. This is a card like through and through to where it's like you really can't get up and go walk away nowhere. It's like they actually kind of did a good job. I think. I kind of really think they did a good job with this card. You know, as far as the points and all that, who gonna get the knockouts and all that, I'm not sure. I really saw his warrior spirit pop out his last fight. Yeah, and you know what the thing is? My one criticism with Ford was it was like he'll figure out that he can touch you in the beginning of the fight, and then he'll get. I guess I don't know if he be working on something or whatever, but it's almost like he'll get kind of like. I ain't gonna say fall asleep either. He just don't keep applying the pressure. Once he know he can touch you, he don't just start, you know what I'm saying, going right into it and touching you. And I think he kind of learned that. Like now, you might see him start ripping out his killer instinct. You know, I mean, he do have a killer instinct, but I think that last fight, learning from that last fight, because same thing like they be saying with those Shocky. You know, you might not always be able to pull it out in that last one. You might get somebody that's savvy, know how to grab and clinch and punch and, you know, get points and then, you know, tie you up, evade you. You know, you might not be able to do it. So this is a very interesting fight. Very, very interesting. Let's see. Let me put this link out. There go the link, man. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about Bivol defending his title. We're talking about the 5v5 and who's going to get their hands raised. You said Ray Ford got a good corner. Yep. I'm pretty sure he been with his day ones as well. And he been matched pretty good. Like Eddie did a good job with him. That's why I'm kind of excited. I'm excited about that the major moves. The Jaleel Hackett, like Eddie has changed. And my criticisms and my praises for Eddie, they have changed as well. Like Eddie, man, I can't say too much bad about Eddie right now. In the grand scheme of things, I can't. He's acquiring good talent, and he actually like in watching that in Zeb Brooks Media, man, like he don't it. I see a lot more closer to the fights and all that, but like he has quality interviews. He actually is they're not salacious. He get down. He knows how to. It's almost, if I could compare this, like Custard, like how Brian Custard can do it. He had an interview with Jaleel Hackett, and it was a quality piece with Jaleel, and basically Jaleel was basically saying that he liked the fact that they got a schedule. I'm like, you can't argue with that, man. As boxing fans, we needed a. That was the whole thing. I was wanting to go to the Sabril. I was trying to go to the Sabril fight, but I just didn't know. I didn't find out in time. I'm like, because I have a schedule, I got things, especially it's right in the middle of, hot. When it's hot outside and people need their AC. So it's like, man, had I got it in advance, had I known in advance, I could have mapped it out and said, all right, cool, I'm gonna set this to the side, I'm gonna do this to the side and move. But I like what Jaleel said, and they didn't do a lot of tearing. They didn't do any tearing down, really. They just explained what his plight was, and the man needed fight. And Eddie came in and he said what I like so much. He said, I listened to him from down here all the way to up there. He said, when I talked to Eddie and them, they came in with a plan and said, look, we're going to do this. You need to do that. And they have a plan. He said, it's a schedule. You already know that, hey, I can look. And that's the best thing boxers want to hear. Guess what? If that's the best thing boxers want to hear, that's the best thing us as fans want to hear. It's like, yeah, it's things and it's changes and it's things that go on where it's like we don't always know as fast as we can or as fast that everybody knows. Like it's information that people know well in advance that we don't know until almost last minute. And for people that want to travel and budget and people who still have regular jobs and stuff like that, or just watching their leisure, we need to know a plan. So I'm saluting Eddie right now. He's making some major moves, and if I guess if they're gonna keep opening up their checkbook, and it's gonna start leading us to be able to see cards like this more often, stacked from top to bottom with real, like either eliminator implications, title implications, belts on the line at the same time, somebody getting a shot, even unifications, stuff like that. Hey, it's checking off all the blocks for me. I'm walking my dog and she's barking really loud. Oh, I feel you, Melazar. No problem. Angelina, salute. Welcome back. Salute. I like that Eddie Hearn is keeping the fighters busy. Yeah, that's the best thing. So, like, we kind of gotta. Sometimes I think we kind of gotta relax a little bit when it comes to the fighters, because you can't have it to where they're always fighting the best. And you know how boxers are acting when it comes down to making the fights, and then people turn right around and talk about the level of competition. We can't really have it both ways. Can't do that. Puerto Rico was good for the winter season in the States. Yeah, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get down there. So, bro, keep doing this thing. I'm a plan for it and just go down there. That sounds good, especially if he's fighting later on in the year. I don't know if he'll have back-to-back home fights, But I'm gonna catch one. We got 2 fights close to me coming up. And Eddie is that's the Boots fight coming up in the beginning of July. And we got Lamont Roach. So we talking about Philly, which is right there, and then we talking about DC. Two fights coming up here within the next month and a half. Yeah, so and Eddie's putting on shows, man, and he brought the man with the purse, the man with the bag, getting everybody to get in the ring. But I figure I'll come out here and talk about this, man. I can't talk about the circus, y'all. And it's kind of hard, man, because sometimes that's all people want to talk about, man. The circus and the drama and all that other stuff, man. I'm trying to stay focused and keep my peace, man. What's going on, Pop?
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Long week, man. What you talking about?
Oh, I'm here just talking about the 5v5 and my picks on the 5v5.
Who you got?
I got Bivol. Well, Bivol, he's not a part of the 5v5, but I have Bivol holding on to his title. Yep. I have Ray Ford. I have Ammo Williams. I have Zhang. And who am I missing? Dubois. Dubois, huh?
Dubois, right? Dubois, right?
Yeah, but I'm you know, that's just who I want. That's who I want to have their hand raised. That's the ones who I want to have my hand raised, and the ones who I think will have their hand raised. So it's a combination. Some of the guys I'm pulling for, but they match tough. Like I'm pulling for Ford, but being over there with that Nick Ball situation, that can get a little hairy depending on what kind of fight and how his weight is. And with the ammo, that guy Hamza, man, I was saying that if Fondor actually boxed the way this guy boxed, Fondor will actually kind of be unstoppable, you know, I think, because of them range, like, and he actually uses his height and his length the way he's supposed to. So I'm kind of concerned about them two, but I'm pulling for him. As far as
Fondor fighting?
Huh?
He's fighting?
Who?
You said Pandora?
No, I said that if the guy Hamza Shiraz, if he were to fight, like if Fondor were to fight kind of like the kind of style like he fight, Fondor would probably be unstoppable because he uses his height, his length, his reach, and stuff like that. He boxes.
How tall is he? I never heard of this guy.
How tall is he? He look like he like 6'5", 6'4", or something. He kind of tall.
Wait, what is he? A middleweight? Junior middleweight?
They fight at middleweight.
I knew it was a middleweight fight up there. I just didn't know the guy's name. But I will come fight night. I will, because I'm on to the new fighter. Well,
Let's see.
I say that to the homie in the chat. Pandora he got like bad eyesight or some shit. They say he got bad eyesight.
Oh yeah, Melazar, you said he just a freak
He's
show.
just a freak show. But I think he has bad eyesight. That's why he's all up close on small guys getting caught. Who's fighting Teixeira? Somebody's fighting Teixeira. They're getting a step up. They're gonna be able to beat
That's
him.
Xander.
Yeah, Xander. Yeah, that's gonna catapult him because Teixeira got a little name.
Yeah, this dude's 6'3". Hamza is 6'3". Yeah.
He fights tall.
Yeah, he nice. He from, you know, he nice. I'm not gonna claim that I know everything about him, but I wanted to do this thing yesterday, so I had been looking at him and looking at all these guys, and you know, just kind of seeing, okay, who you got, and I've been kind of divided, but you know, that's what I came up with. So I said, let me do this today Nobody liked my Adrian Broner piece, man. That thing got like 10 views.
Well, oh, wow. They doing the most when it comes to marketing. Who's doing more than them?
Yeah, nobody liked my Adrian Broner piece, man. Angelina, Saturday is going to be lit. Yes, it is. It is, man. I'm actually at first I was kind of being grumpy about it, but I'm like, hey, I gotta look at it for what it is, and I got to look and I said, hold on, who fighting who? I said, hold on. And it's kind of one of them like them slow burns where it just kind of crept up on me. I'm like, man, this is actually a really decent card. It's a really decent card all the way around. It's like I said, it's not gonna be one of them ones where you're gonna want to get up and go do something too often. You're gonna sit right there and watch that whole thing through.
Yeah, that's like the preliminary is gonna be good. Like, but everybody else got they got the Zoom call to do the narrative push to talk about everything else but fights that are going on. Or you got a card like this with it's Wilder and Zhang headlining, right?
Yeah, like this is like we wanted to see, because I know I wanted to see Wilder against Andy, and then I was like, man, what if? And then I wanted to see Wilder against Zhang. I wanted to see that, so I'm like, hey, they're gonna let them two, man. Somebody going to sleep. Somebody is going night night.
You want to
go night night?
When it comes to Zhang, like, oh, and something else I seen somebody sent me. His case taken care of, so he's free and clear. Jared, his case taken clear. So he's free and clear, so he can be waiting in the wings. But from what I heard, he's not gonna really want to fight. He's touching my shit. He's not gonna fight. He's not really interested in fighting Zhang.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
What I heard, he wants if Wilder don't win, if Wilder ain't ready for the fight, he's not fighting. I don't think he's not interested in Zhang. The name ain't big enough. It don't do enough for him. He's looking for big money fights now. Rankings and belts and shit like that. Like, I'm just telling you.
Hold on. If Zhang go in there and knock Deontay Wilder out, Jared Anderson better fight him. Why wouldn't he do it?
He could possibly fight him, but he's not how he want a big name. Word, because I've been and somebody was like, yo man, listen, he want a big name, bro. So I'm like, okay, what if Wilder lose this fight? He's like, Wilder better not lose, because then he still may get the fight, and then if Zhang knock him out, like, what you think that baby gonna finish him? But I also been told that they lining him up to go on out like that.
It looked like it. They made him the captain. I said, man, y'all must really want to. I'm like, I'm a believer that if you're gonna do it, man, you gotta do it right. After that, you supposed to. I don't know, man. I mean, it's what you would want in your fighter. It's really what you would want in your fighter to turn around and take that. You want your fighter to turn around and take that, but that's a lot of that's a lot of dynamite right there, man. Like you get out of line, man, and he dropped that left on you, man. It's gonna feel like an anvil hit you. And I'm
praying. I ain't praying, but I want him to win. I hope that he win, get back on track. But the storyline that I was told that's like the storyline's already there for Wilder and Jared Anderson. The last two great, they're gonna run it. Last two great American heavyweights passing the torch, or does the old dog still? Can the old dog still, outlast the young pup? That's the storyline I told that they're running with if Wilder win this fight. Wilder lose the damn fight, I don't know what damn storyline they're running with.
Well, I mean, it'll be good for them to fight, but I mean, you can. People have their arguments for Wilder as far as saying great, you know, because he did, you know, he held it down for a while. But Jared got some work to do to be in the great conversation already. I mean, he has the potential. He got the potential, but to call him great right now,
I'm telling you right now,
I mean,
Bob has put way too much money in him for that, for him not to be the next great American heavyweight. He's not playing with him. Too much money, too much in, like, if you think about it, Big Baby's one of the heavyweights that, like, who fights more than him on the real? He fights like 3 times a year.
I mean, no, he's on his way, but we were saying it. I was saying, is he the next big thing? I was saying, is he? But I'm saying to label him great right now.
Well, I don't mean like, but they got him lined up as the next great.
Yeah, they like he's being, you know, he got the alley oop, but like to call him that now, like as like he already that, like nah, I can't do that, man, not yet. He got to show us, you know what I'm saying? He got a couple more names because a lot of people don't. Right now they're gonna say, well, who did he fight right now? So he got a couple names. He got a little work to do, but he got all of the markers. He got all of the markers to be great. You know, he do.
Best name he got on his resume is Charles Martin. Charles Martin, the best name. That's why I think, like, fighting Zhang, he fought Zhang Wilder or Andy Cruz. All of them ostensibly are big names and stepping stones for him, but that interview I was watching with Floyd, the kids don't know how to take steps. You wanna skip or two every now and then. When you're going up and you miss a step, well, that's a steep fall. So hopefully he got his steps right. But I was told that he wants Wilder, he wants the name. They want to run with it, and hopefully Wilder does, you know, hopefully all that training, that running we seen him doing, and, you know, pit patting with the niggas shooting the shit at him, he pit patting, spinning him. Hopefully that shit work. Hopefully that's not him just running one lap and they just keep showing different clips of it. Hopefully. Because he was known for, like, I think last 3 years, wasn't doing no road work, really didn't want to, he was just relying on the right hand. Wasn't really doing what he was supposed to do until maybe 2 fights ago. But you're 40 years old and you about to fight Godzilla. About to fight Zhang. I just want to know what he's gonna do. I hope he wins. That way we can get that fight we like, because I really want to see, because last two American heavyweights to fight that had a name and were any good. And the Holyfield, Mike Tyson.
Last 2 Americans. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, that would be. I guess as far as over here, you know, that would be almost like a passing of a torch if it was like so. Yeah, I could see that, but you know, hey, that man, he got somebody right there in front of him, man. He got Zane to see, and but you're gonna see they gonna try to end it out with a bang. Somebody going to sleep. And Frank Warren, he was just like, somebody's going for bigger and better things, and I don't know what the other person going to do. I was like, dang.
The other person going to be a gatekeeper. The other person going to be a gate. If you whoop him, you can go to the elites. If you can't whoop him, go back to the drawing board.
I just know one thing, man. The bigger and bigger these fights, with the more and more eyeballs on it, you know, science actually proves that when something is actually being observed, it truly behaves different. That's why when people say that it's not an effect, like yeah, like if you haven't been in a spot where like even if you ever did any level of motivational speaking or spoke in front of a crowd or performed or did something like that, it is scientifically proven that when something is being observed, it literally behaves different. So when you have a lot more people around watching it, that feeling is magnified. It's a true feeling that you got to be ready for. So I'm like, man, they on a big, with this card being this lit, it's gonna be a lot of eyeballs on there, man. And if you get knocked out on this card, it's gonna be a lot of memes. It's gonna be a lot of content popping out. You know what I'm saying? In the next couple of days. So you know it can happen in a couple. I know it's gonna be at least 3 knockouts. 3 out of 5 are gonna be knockouts. I'm calling at least.
I'm hoping
6 fights. So I'm gonna say there's 6 fights, but I'm gonna say 3 of them gonna be knockouts for sure. Somebody going to sleep for sure in 3 of them fights.
I'm hoping for the knockouts because what I don't want is for guys to get there and the lights be too bright for them, and they just trying not to get knocked out. So now we have unimpressive fights. I'm so sick of that shit.
Nah, they got bread. They got an extra 6. They got an extra 3 mil. So the winning team get that split up amongst everybody, which is an extra 600. I'm like, man, that's the cherry on top. So if your squad win, they get an extra 3 mil split amongst them, and ain't no telling if that's just what they told them, and they might get something else. But that's what's being reported. So, hey, if you don't want to show up and show out this time, if you don't want to perform under these big bright lights, you don't need to be doing it.
But the big mouth of boxing used to say it all the time. The lights be too bright for some of y'all. You used to the dim lights and the regular lights. Bro, these is HLDs up here. These lights shine bright like this. This light shine 100 feet all the way right here, right on you. Me and you and the ref. Me, you, and the ref. They see us going round and round. Are you gonna be ready? I don't even know who. I just think I think somebody gonna freeze up.
It could happen. I mean, it is. It's a whole different.
Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, and in Saudi, yeah.
Bro, that shit be way up there. You can everybody wearing white and shit. Who is this? How many exorcists is in this motherfucker? Telling over there like a dude could walk up to you and be like, if you win this fight, I give you extra $1 million. Who the fuck are you? Don't worry. Matter of fact, I give you 500,000 now, just so you know. You get up to 500 if you win the fight. You got motherfuckers over there make it rain when they feel like it, bro. What's 500,000?
Yeah,
that's crazy over there. Like, and then there's some people ain't never been in another country. Everything's different. Shit is off. They may not like the food, or they chef couldn't come. Somebody's not gonna perform to the best of capability. You can get a bag, but somebody. I feel like somebody's gonna be timid and not go all out. But just like you said, and just like Angelina said, it's gonna be lit. You're gonna be on the dance floor getting it in, or you're gonna play the wall. Just look at everybody. That's, that's what it is. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think I think it's plenty enough motivation, man. Who knows, but I figure, man, I put my little my little 5 piece on and put it out there, I'm waiting for some other things to come up. We got it's a lot more coming, man. It's a lot of good fights coming, and I'm just working on some other stuff. So I figure I'd come out and go live, see if anybody had anything about this on their mind and put my ideas out there. But that's who I'm riding with, man. Pretty interesting, a very lit card. I'm thinking I'm probably going to be calling these fights. I'm probably going to do a live show and be calling these fights too. But
they're going to be during the day? They're going to be during the day on Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's going to be during the day.
Because I was so hot, I missed the whole Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall fight. I missed the whole fight live. I seen the preliminaries. I seen all the other fights. I missed that fight. I'm good. Like, I love a grudge match. I don't give a fuck if I know you or not. A grudge match means some guy gets settled. That's all that means. Two motherfuckers is pissed. Somebody think he won. Somebody know he won. But y'all tell them they got to fight again. A grudge match is always good. And I was so mad I missed it. But just, and like that, like in a minute, I'm gonna tell you this, bro, because I've been talking to somebody, and the way you do it, just stay like you is, because in a minute, it's gonna be another cleansing. It's gonna be another cleansing, bro. And because a lot of, like, I was at work, but he was telling me everybody was talking about somebody's interview on somebody else's platform. But you ain't talking about the fights that are coming up in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We're still, these bozos are still stuck on a fight that was a month ago. Somebody already done retired. Somebody's been suspended. That's what you're talking about still. And if it ain't that, you're talking about somebody who's not a professional boxer, stuck in another country. Like, where's the roar for David Benavidez getting ready to fight on the card? Where's that at?
Yeah, I was asking myself the same thing. I was saying, man, I would do it, but I'm like, man, it ain't for me, man. Like I said, for me, it ain't even worth doing it, man, because you got people that are, man, it's just weird. Boxing, YouTube boxing is weird. So I kind of I was taking a little hiatus for a second. I said, no, I got to still work and produce some stuff, but I ain't been working. I've been working on stuff in the background for the long term, but like right now, like during this time, it's kind of hard because everybody, like you said, are stuck. I mean, that happened on 420. It happened on 420. You know what I'm saying? This fight is on June 1st. So we about to be in June. That means a whole month then passed. And that was 420. It was still days left in the end of that month. And every day, like sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a day, an update on this, an update. I'm like, stuff don't even move that fast. And ain't nothing really going on but a bunch of regurgitation, refried beans. And it's just, it's hard, man. It made me, for real, I took a step back. And I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll just step back for a couple of days and just, come back. But like everything I'm listening to and hearing and watching, it's like, but this is the thing. This is just like everything else.
Yeah.
So in the rap game, nobody's talking about who's the best rapper, like who's the best. They talk about who's sleeping with who got caught doing this, who was lying about that. It ain't even about the best lyricism, who produces the best, even in everything though. This is across the board. This is all the subjects across the board. So this is not just about boxing. So everybody more infatuated with the drama behind boxing right now and not what's really going on in boxing. And we got a lot of good fights coming up. There's a lot of good matchups coming on. Like, this is quietly starting to be, this is one of the best. We thought last year with what we got after all that time was good. This year is like, hold my beer. This one is like, hold my beer.
Word.
And it's up. But everybody distracted, and all the popular people, because they not that creative, they're going to keep giving you that refried bean.
Oh my God. How many, like, come on, man. You can't even heat up Chinese food. You can't keep heating up Chinese food. That shit ain't gonna be the same. You gotta eat it then and get rid of it. And that's what they keep giving. Like, I'm like,
yeah, what you gonna do when that egg roll get cold?
Bro.
They gonna re-dip it in the grease.
Bro, if you knew some of these, like, I'm gonna holler at you later, bro. I'm gonna sing some shit. If the shit that I'd be going through, I'd be like, over here, I'm like, yo, did you just say that? Like, I'm looking at one dude, right? I told him I had inside information on the fight. I said, bro, do not bet on him. Do not bet on him. Nigga bet about $5 grand on him. He called me round 5. Nigga, I should have listened to you. I just paid out $5 grand, and I'm supposed to be going on vacation. This nigga spent like 20 grand, bro. He lost that, you know what I'm saying? He lost that 5 to 8 on the Earl fight. I tried to tell him. He didn't want to listen to me. We got into an argument, a little beef. He didn't want to listen to me. Fast forward a few days ago, same dude giving me information on shit. He turns, looks at me. He like, yo, man, blase blah don't never be at the big fights. What you mean the big fights? He don't never be at the big events. You know what I'm saying? He don't be there. I don't see him. I don't think you looking. See, you looking for the viral moment. He ain't giving you the viral moment. You know what I'm saying? The viral moment ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you come over here, it's blue collar, nigga, it's blood and guts over here. So you looking for a viral moment. A viral moment. This is where you get the produce.
I mean, it can happen, like, especially when the interviews start coming through. But this is, I noticed that the big thing is now, because I'm seeing it. It's like, it's the weirdest thing in the world. You know, controversy sells, and now relevancy is the new drug. So people are willing to say and do. People do interviews and link up with each other, and they don't even like each other. Like, they don't even like, it's just weird, man. It's really,
because, you know,
it's just weird. So people are trying to duplicate that. People are trying to reproduce that feeling. They want to do it and be, you know, and it ain't gonna last. It don't last, man.
Bro, if you don't like a person, why don't you like them? You don't even know them. You ain't even met them. You know what I'm saying? But like, dude I've been talking to, you know him. Yo, we've been going back and forth like all week, because I ain't been live all week. And he like, yo, whoever has their real core audience, they're gonna survive through. But the rest of these niggas that's buying bots and subs, over. They ain't watching these niggas for content. They watching them. It's like an investigation. If you're boxing, if you're underground media and you're talking boxing, you're not talking boxing. You're talking about fighters. Not one of them have promoted any other fights.
Salute, Bubs. I've been here, body work. I need this. Cook, keep cooking. You hitting all the topics I need. Salute, Bubs. Check out Bubs too. Check out Bubs too. He doing this thing, man. He infused the comedy into it. He like to have a good time too. But salute, Bubs. But yeah, we're talking right now, Bub. We talking about nobody can get over the hump. And part of me, see, I'm turning over a new leaf, man. I'm turning over a new leaf. So things that I would normally do and put my time and energy on and you know, really do stuff. I'm learning that, hey, man, in the long haul, I can't do it. So it's funny because I these are the times when I allow myself to be a fan. Whenever I allow myself to be a fan, I look at everything from a fan's perspective and it gives me more content. I don't have to do what everybody else do. And then more fights come by. So for me right now, it's kind of funny looking and listening to everybody right now and what they're saying. I'm looking at the fuck boys. I'm looking at some of the fuck boys. And I'm like, man, damn, after all this time, I ain't been over here in about a month. And this, you still on this? And I just be like, man, all that talent gone down in the trash can.
That's because they get caught up in the loop. And you can get caught up in the loop, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta just stay course and just keep doing what you're doing, because somebody's gonna be like, man, this shit ain't working. You don't know who's watching. You really don't know who's watching. Like, if we're talking boxing, right? Because why did we come to YouTube? We came to YouTube because they weren't talking boxing on the big network. It go basketball, football, baseball, hockey, get a little tennis in there, they throw politics. Where's the boxing? UFC, where's the boxing at? Who's talking boxing? So we had to come here. And then you start seeing motherfuckers, you like, they got 300 people in the chat. He don't know shit about boxing. He don't know shit about boxing. I might as well do this shit. But he been on so long, he got what do you call it? A Stockholm fan base. That the bullshit that they say, they just keep listening to it.
Yeah, that's a good terminology. A Stockholm, man, you might got to get that patented.
Somebody
a Stockholm fan, because I've been trying to figure out like what it is. What is it? And then I'm like, yeah, some of them are bots, but then some of them are just people that don't matter what. Like no matter how stupid, no matter how foolish, and you see it change. Like it's weird, man. But I'm like, hey man, you stuck. You one been out here for what, 10, 11 years? You've been on, you know, doing this for 10, 11 years. And, you know, so, I mean, it's just weird. So I've been laughing. I've been watching. I've been behaving, man. I've been behaving, man. I was getting ready to snap last week because I was like, I must be really, really close. I must be really, really close to something big, really, really happening, man. Because 2 huge channels just straight like parasited me, man.
Ain't got no, bro.
2 huge. No, look, listen. One was disrespectful enough to not only. Because my box, if you go back and look at my boxes to watch collection, Tank is the first one in there. Not only did they use the same instrumental, but they did it on Tank and used the same instrumental. Your boy just did it twice. Your boy did it twice last week. Your boy did it twice the other day. He did it with 2 different thumbnails. He did it with Pressure and Let's Go, and I'm like I'm talking about immediately the next day. Immediately the next. That's why I say it's like, okay, cool. That's why I feel like I told you, man, all the time. It's like I'm almost being mocked because I come out and do. If you notice, I'll come out and do like look at what I did Sunday, and then look at the first thing that was on Monday, and they actually get the boxer to do the interview. That's why I say it's like, man, I mean, it ain't no ironic that I'm doing it tonight, and then y'all got the boxer tomorrow. That's never underestimate the power of influence. I'm just like, hey, let me get some of that bread too.
How they gonna get the content, bro? They running out of it, and they don't want to. It's like, how hard would it have been just to be like, but how hard would it have been just to be like, yo, just to hit you and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Do you want to hit? You want to pull up, or you want to give me any vantage points of this shit? Like, say something like this, like, or be like, shout out to Blase Blah because this was a good. You know what I'm saying?
It's tribalism. It's tribalism. I think I poked a bunch of them early on. I poked them at different times. No Diddy.
But on some real shit.
But hold on, I poked them at different times.
Yeah, like,
and then I kind of like settled down. But it wasn't like everything I did was just like, hey man, it was just straight challenging. It would just challenge you on what you was standing on, what you was saying. It was just challenging you at the point in time, because I notice now when certain topics come up, I be like, oh shit, I'm gonna click, I'm getting on this one, and then they like, oh man, I don't even want to talk about that no more. I'm like, why you don't want to talk about it no more?
Watch next week how niggas be talking about more Gary Antoine Russell.
They already like, yeah, they did that, and that's confusing to me. That's why it's like, man, boxing is weird. That's why I'm sticking to certain people, man. It's weird because I'll say it all the time. If I say something about somebody and do a video, I'm riding meat. But if you do it, you could hate on the dude, and then he'll come sit down and do an interview with you. I'm like, so do I gotta hate on you? Because I ain't gonna do that. But it's just weird, man. I notice it's a big online. This stuff is territorial. This is territorial. This is people are very territorial, and they're very tribal in this. So somebody over there can have a problem with you. You don't know, but they got a problem with you now. They got a problem with you. They got a problem with you, and they got a problem with you, and you don't even know it. I've always been one of the ones that I'm gonna come to you and be like, hey, bro, hey, what about, and I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna try to clarify some shit. And if I can't do that, then I'll move on. If I haven't done that, I mean, what we got a problem about?
Because you don't like their favorite fighter. One, you don't like their favorite fighter. Two, we go against, or we throw a ripple in the pond when it comes to their agenda. And if anybody listens to us, that's the problem.
But even now, you know how many people are coming back? I told you, I said, man, it's gonna be a whole bunch of hindsight. It's 2020 looking asses. Didn't I say that? I said, man, y'all gonna be some hindsight in 2020. I started to pull up all them videos I did, basically breaking down Devin. I'm talking about over the years. So I'm like, motherfuckers want a documentary. Now, motherfucker act like the documentary that was done, other than that, the shit that was about the cheating up for it. I'm like, that's refried beans. Concise.
How many at refried beans, right? This how crazy. That refried beans, that shit been sitting in the freezer. Got frostbite on it, damn near. Motherfucker took it out, let it thaw, threw it back in the pot, cooked it. Motherfuckers ate it. Everybody ate it. Motherfuckers did reaction videos to it. Motherfuckers went off of everything, saying what, like, if you do one right now with all the shit you got right now, you can best believe you get a reaction video off of that shit.
I thought about plugging them. I thought just to make it, but I'm like, man, I'm starting not to be one of them. I told you so. It's just like, how do I get over and make it work for me? Because I'm noticing now that people, they don't mind the truth. They just want to get the truth from who they want to get it from. And a lot of their people are late because those refried beans, it's like refried beans concentrate. It's like a concentrate. It's like a concentrated capsule, and all they do is add a little water on it every day. and serve it, or they might, they might sprinkle some teriyaki on it and then serve it, but it's still the same shit. I told you it was gonna be a whole lot of hindsight at 20. What appalls me is so many people like, all this time? I can't believe after all this time. Nah, man, that's just, I'm like, man, why are y'all acting like, no, that's just y'all way of auditioning that you can flip-flop. I'm like, man, y'all ought to be a goddamn shame of yourself. Like, nobody wasn't. So y'all ain't hear nobody saying this shit before. Y'all ain't hear nobody saying this shit for the past 2-3 years.
I'll tell you, like, if I was you, because the way you be chopping and cutting videos, and the way you be narrating through it, I would chop one. I would like do a video and like murder that nigga with all the shit you got, and premiere that shit during the day when you was at work, and then come back and look at that shit and watch. And if I was you on that video, I'd make it only if you was a subscriber on that video, because you get it.
Yeah, I thought about it. I said, you know what? But then it's like, I thought about it, and I have 2 documentaries. Trust me, I got 2 documentaries.
I would drop that shit as a premiere.
I got them. I got it. It's just I'm trying to let that shit go, but I'm just like, now you it's almost like, okay, I'm doing the path of least resistance type shit, right? Where I'm like, okay, cool, but now you coming down, you biting, and then you doing it, and then people are like, oh man, because you the only one. I'm like, ooh. Okay, this is all a test. You know what I'm saying? This is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
Exactly, with that, like if you do a premiere and then somebody like try to act like they ain't bite this shit, you can prove that they bit this shit, because it was like, yo, bro, the only way you got this is if you saw the shit. If you subscribe to my shit, it's the only way you got it. It's the only way, because this one here, you just can't get.
But it's really the wolf pack. I don't know. I ain't even tripping. I just find it funny right now. And I'm like, okay, it's this when I feel like people mocking me. That's when I'm like, oh, you want to mock me? Okay,
no,
they want the internet game. You know, we could do that. It's just for me. It just take a lot of my personal time when I could be moving forward, putting more and more stakes in the ground. So I'm gonna put more stakes in the ground. Focus on what, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, and you know, it's a matter of time, man. It's just like a couple people that went down. It's just a matter of time. Time reveals all, and time, you know, it's just it's a marathon. That's how I see it.
It's some what time is it? Because I'm gonna jump on in a little bit. It's some shit, but it's messy. That's why I'm gonna leave it over there. But it's some shit, bro. The way that somebody ran over there to these other niggas' platform, and then didn't come to a boxing platform to talk about that shit on back-to-back days. That shit was a slap in the face to the guy that's supposed to have a big platform.
Well, what time you going on?
Probably like 20 minutes. I'm gonna jump on. Or I'm gonna get real messy with because the shit is crazy. Like, I can't believe that shit, and nobody's even looking at it. Everybody reacting to it, but nobody's even talking about. Y'all ain't noticed that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't noticed that. Like, all you guys who say you know this, know that, do this, do that. You had no knowledge of this shit that's happened in the past few weeks. None. Not a drop. But
I'm gonna jump over there.
Yeah, I'm about to set it up right now.
But yeah, hey y'all, check out Pop, check out Bubs, check out Pop, check out Champion Sports Boxing.
We having fun over there. Real quick.
O'Key got a channel. I think that's everybody in here that got a channel. But you know how we do over here is the Kidneys at 300, man. Hey, we support. You know, I see Bubs coming over. I go over there and I see how I go over there and I holler at Bubs. I go over there and I holler at Pop. I go and I see Champion Sports Boxing doing their thing. So that's how it is at 300, man. It's enough YouTube out here for everybody. We ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? We pushing it forward. We gonna keep doing what we do. We 300. It don't take a lot. We gonna get busy. But check out Pop channel, you know, and I guess he about to drop some hot stuff in about 20 minutes. So check out Pop.
Bro, I'm about to go set it up right now. I'm out of yo, this shit gonna be crazy.
All right, man.
All right.
Peace. Yeah, that's Pop. But yeah, like he said he get a little bit more into some of the messy stuff. And when I want to hear about it or just, you know, kind of get a different perspective and not do content, I go over there and kick it and just chill. You know, so I wanted to put this out. Again, these are not guaranteed. These right here, these are not guaranteed, but these are my picks. These are the guys that I think for some reason either will win or that I want to win, or a combination of both. Bivol, Ray Ford, Zhang, Dubois, and Ammo Williams. And don't forget, Eddie is making major moves. You know what I'm saying? This dude got another blue collar, hard hat, lunch pail, toting coal miner. You know what I'm saying? This dude, this right here is bad news for a lot of people that put up in lace-up gloves right now, man. This is bad news right here for a lot of people that's putting them and lacing them up at 147, man. The young man is a beast. But I just wanted to put that out there, man, and make sure y'all salute AB, man, for being positive and actually taking everything serious, because they are under a lot of pressure. But you gotta admit, man, we haven't seen Adrian Broner taking boxing serious like this in a long time, man. And we want these brothers to, you know, rehabilitate themselves and get back out and keep, you know what I'm saying, making money in this manner and in boxing. And he's actually doing something that we got to be honest. If you want them channels to talk about everything but boxing and you always tear this man down, you got to give him his salutes and say, hey, man, you do look good. Like, you looking better. You sounding better. You look like your mind ain't in a cloud. You actually coherent. You look like you've actually been committed and working out. Like, you more serious than you have ever been in the last couple of years, man. Support them. Don't just tear them down every time they get out there and don't look the way they should, or do a bad interview, or, you know, you see them drunk or high or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You wanna bash them, but then when they get their stuff together and they get it right, you don't want to promote them. It's just like more people should be talking about Ammo Williams. Where they at? Where all the Ammo Williams videos? You know, for everybody that's gonna claim they was down when he actually blow and he actually get that title. Ray Ford, where are the Ray Ford videos aside from what he's doing himself? You know, just things we need to think about, man. I try to support all these boxers, man. I know what they could be doing if it go bad for them. But I wanted to give my attention to it. Those are the guys that I, you know, look forward to seeing win, or I expect to win for the reasons given. But that's all I really had today. I'm gonna start, like I said, I'm gonna start condensing the lives. I think I'm doing a better job at keeping them around an hour and a half. I think that's pretty much a good time for them. And I salute to you if you catching the playback. You know what I'm saying? I always salute. Thanks for chiming in when you can. Like my people like Roll Rage, Cold Key, Ghost. I haven't seen Jose Rodriguez lately. Where Jose been? But I'm missing a couple people. Arnaldo Nieves, channel member, Champion Sports Box channel member. You know, I like that. You know, I like that y'all support, and I appreciate it, man. Thanks for all the comments, all the encouragement, all of the keep doing what you're doing, body work, because like it's body work, man. It's sometimes it's ugly, but it's necessary and it pays big dividends. You feel me? But I've been working behind the scenes, developing some of this stuff, you know, developing more things and trying to be cutting edge. Because you know, when you roll something out, you got to be a couple steps further along in the back, so when you roll that out, you can keep it and maintain it. Ain't gonna charge you nothing for that, because people out here biting. And I'm like, yikes. Anyways, thanks for tuning in here at Bodywork Boxing, where we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to